Excuse me now. Right, I'm Stewie 3D, and bear with me, let me make sure this stream is going out. Here we go, we are live. Right, hi, I'm Stewie 3D, and today on the channel we're going to do a little science experiment. If you've been following the channel, you'll be aware that I've had some Wi-Fi issues over the last few weeks, which now, I touch wood, I think are solved. Basically, the last router I had was at fault. They have returned it, got my money back, and I have a new one, which so far has been working absolutely lovely, really blistering fast speeds. Now, as part of my Wi-Fi test, make sure everything's working, I was transferring stuff over from my Western Digital MyCloud network attached storage device, which is Z and Y. And I noticed I was getting some rather quick speeds. I was pulling large files off that drive at about 74 megabytes per second. I've seen internal hard drives read slower than that. And it got me thinking, because as you can see, I'm starting to run a wee bit low on space on my games drive. And I'm at the point where, you know, I can install maybe one, maybe two more games before I'm going to have to start thinking about offloading them either to a another hard drive somewhere, or deleting them completely and re-downloading them off Steam. However, with the ridiculously fast speeds I was getting transferring files over from the NAS, I got wondering, I wonder if it would be possible to run games directly off the NAS. So I've set a Steam folder up on the Z drive, and I'm going to move a game over, and we're going to see if it loads, and if it does, how long it takes to load, and if it would actually be playable. I know, obviously, transferring one massive file is not going to be the same as transferring loads of small ones and small access times and stuff, but the purpose of today's experiment is just to see if it would be actually possible to do. I'm curious. That I'm doing it live, as you can see, everything is all live. That 6-7 meg is my stream going out, so everything is live. So if anything goes wrong, you'll be able to see it. So without further ado, let's get Steam open. Now we're going to try Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, because I believe if any game is going to work off a network attached drive, it will be a fighting game such as Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Now, the reason I believe that is, unlike a game like Grand Theft Auto, which has to constantly stream its data over as you're spanking it round, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter loads that, I believe, will load their data in chunks. So you do, as you go to start a fight, you'll see a loading bar where it's loading the stage, the characters, and then once you're in a fight, no problems at all. Now, in theory, all of that will do is, all moving it to the network drive will do is make it just have that little bit of extra loading time between rounds. So we're going to see if it does work, and if so, if the loading times become completely unbearable. So I'm going to have a look, properties, local files, and I'm going to move the install folder. I've already done it on Steam and told it Z is where we want to put it. So here we go, Z. I'm going to move it. I'm going to let Steam do the moving for us. So it's all in place, and it will run, and it will stay in that list as if it was already on the internal drive. So let's have a look at the Wi-Fi. There you go, look, that's the speed. It's now spanking it over to the NAS at some pretty decent speed. Not as fast as I have seen it, but it is going. As you can see, it's chugging away there. So, and the data is going over. So we're going to see how long it takes. We'll leave it with real time. And I believe Mortal Kombat is one of the smaller games, so this would work quite well. If it does work. Obviously, I'm doing it over Wi-Fi, because unless you got your laptop on a desk next to your router, then you know, this is a more real-world situation. You're going to be on Wi-Fi. And now I am in the same room as my router. I'm looking right at it. I would say I'm about 3 meters away from it. That's why I'm able to get some pretty decent speed. Now, the hardware I'm using, I am using obviously a HP Omen gaming laptop. The Wi-Fi hardware in my laptop has been upgraded as part of my diagnosis, trying to figure out my Wi-Fi issues. So I actually do have the Intel 8265 in my laptop, whereas the Omen normally comes with the 7265. But on paper, unless you've got one of the new Wave 2 multi-user, multiple in, multiple out routers, the 8265 doesn't really offer much over the 7265. So if it works with this, it will work on the 7265 as well. The router I'm using is an Asus RT-AC68U. Oh god, Siri's going off on my phone for some reason. Yeah, so I'm using an Asus. Yeah, I didn't say hey Siri. Oh, now I have. There you go, it's ignored me. But yeah, I'm using an Asus RT-AC68U router. That's what replaced the faulty 87U. So it's a bit of a downgrade. It's only a Wave 1 AC router. It does up to 600 megabits on the 2.4 gig band, which yeah, you'll never see 600 meg on 2.4. And it will do up to 1300 on 5. If you've got a laptop with 3 antennas. This one only has 2, so you get the 866. And then attached to that is the NAS, which is a Western Digital MyCloud 2 terabyte network attached storage device. Now, I've not got that attached to the router in the optimum configuration either. The router is that side of the room. The MyCloud is under the TV, that side of the room, and basically it's connected to an 8-port TP-Link gigabit Ethernet switch, and then connected via a 10-meter Cat6 cable to the router. So the MyCloud actually has to share its 1 gigabit of data with the Skybox, the network amplifier, PS3, Apple TV and stuff like that. They don't use a huge amount, but I guess if the Skybox was maybe downloading some movies or whatever, then it might affect the throughput. But yeah, I don't think it's good. As I said, I could, if I wanted to, move the MyCloud over to near the router, but it's just being under the TV. It's where it's always been, so I may as well leave it there. So yeah, as we say, we're nearly transferred it across. And yeah, it'll be the moment of truth when I hit play. The good thing about doing it this way, if this experiment does work, it means I can offload a load of games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat to the NAS, and then save the space on the Omen's hard drive, but then still be able to play them, because they won't disappear off my Steam list. All Steam will do is load it from the Z drive instead of the D drive. So yeah, we'll see how well this actually works. And oh, I've got viewers. Hi on Radio Wave. Just a experiment at the moment. Here we go. It's nearly done. Nearly done. Transfer slowed down a bit. Here we go. Right, that's moved across. Right, close that. Close that. And to prove that it's gone across, let me refresh that. 138, so that's the 9 and whatever gig gone across. So there we go. Now here we go, moment of truth. We're going to hit the play, and let's see if this works. Oh, preparing to launch. Saying that though, Steam does have to do its usual first run checks if you've moved it over to a different device. I have noticed that, because when I moved Assassin's Creed Syndicate over to the SSD last night to see if that would solve the weird stuttering issue, so it had to do exactly the same. But saying that though, that time is going up, so this experiment might... Oh no, oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Will it work? Will it work? Oh, be interesting to see if it does, because in theory the raw throughput is there. And as I said, a game like Mortal Kombat should, in theory, work. The difference would be, yes, allow access. The only difference would be a bit longer loading time between rounds. So let's see. Well, it's looking good so far. Oh, turn the volume down. Hey, this isn't bad at all. Let's see. Oh, bit of loading. Oh, I'm interested. This is actually surprising me, actually. Right, here's the moment of truth. This loading screen here will probably take a lot longer. Now let's see how much longer it takes. Actually, that's not bad at all. Okay, yeah, this is working actually. I'm rather impressed with this. We'll try something a bit more audacious in a minute. We'll try an open world game. So, you can run a game like Mortal Kombat off a NAS, or so it seems. Obviously, I don't know if I don't know. Saying that though, it doesn't actually seem any slower than it did before. Let's see if I could do the fatality. That might take a second or so to load because it's an extra animation. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. A little bit of stutter there, but I have had stutter like that before, even on the normal hard drive, so that's not unusual. Alright, forward, down, forward. I'm going to say Mortal Kombat works. I'm happy with that. That is pretty impressive. That is a full game coming over a network attached storage device via Wi-Fi. So let me exit this and then we'll try something open world. Now, I could try something older like Saints Row, but I don't think that would be that much of a test for it. So what we will do, but I'm not going to move over 50, 60 gig of, say, Grand Theft Auto. So what I'm going to do, Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes is only about a 10 gig game, but that's quite a nice open world game, which would be quite a good test. So I'm going to move the install folder to the Z drive. But as you see, there's no, once it's on the Z drive, there's no actual difference between how it loads from Steam Library. You just select it as normal. So, yeah, actually, I'm really impressed with that. That Mortal Kombat worked absolutely perfect. And, you know, I wasn't expecting it to work quite as good, especially over Wi-Fi. So let's have a look. A game like Metal Gear Solid might be a bit more difficult because as being an open world game, excuse me, being an open world game, it's going to obviously have to stream the data as you're sort of running around. I wouldn't expect you to be able to run, say, Grand Theft Auto over it. I'm not going to be stupid and do that. But we're going to try, as I said, and to be honest with you, I don't want to be transferring 50 gig over Wi-Fi whilst I'm streaming at the same time. But what I might do... There you go, Scazius. Yeah. Well, I thought it would work, but then I was reading up, and people are saying, well, no, because there's all latencies with the access times and stuff. You know, obviously having a hard drive attached directly to the machine, not going through a network controller, would be still quicker in fit for like the smaller little files rather than the big ones. So let's have a look to see if this now works. So let's play it. Yeah, it's not ideal, but as I said, if you're running low on space, like, it might be a good idea. Maybe dump all of like the fighting games and stuff like that over to like the NAS, and maybe save the internal hard drive maybe for the big open world style games. But let's see if this will work, because obviously, unlike Mortal Kombat, which loaded the data in one big chunk and then just played it from like a cache, this game will need to be constantly accessing it from the hard drive. So this is where we might get a lot of micro stutter issues because of the open world. And yeah, I know you're always low on space. You're too busy downloading the entire internet, mate. Now, this is only a small game, but as I said, I couldn't be bothered to transfer anything more over whilst I was streaming. But let's see. Be interested to see, actually. And tell you what, the loading is pretty decent. Also, that hourglass is a glitch on the game. It's always been there. The way you get rid of it, you have to alt tab out of it, and then it turns into a mouse pointer, and then flip in. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm keeping open reach and employment with all my complaints about my lack of speed.
This is an infiltration mission. You've got to stay out of sight. Before you go any further, use your binoculars to recon the area. You can use that to take out their vehicles or anti-air guns. But you'll be broadcasting your position to the whole base. If you're going to use it, be ready.
How do I, Well, this is so far working as well as I'd expected, but until I start legging it around and forcing it to load.
CP, this is Zulu 10. We're taking fire. No face on the enemy. Over. This is CP. Understood. All units on alert. The enemy's hiding somewhere. Find them. Out.
Let's see. But bear in mind, I'm streaming, downloading onto my phone at the same time. But yeah, because I'm watching the... That's the second time that's done that in the last few weeks, actually. This Xbox One controller has just dropped the Bluetooth connection. But it did that before on the old 7265, so I don't think it's the 8265 replacement I put in there. Actually, I'm going to say this is working pretty well as well. But yeah, I'm actually probably spanking the crap out of my network. As I said, I'm obviously streaming it over from the NAS. Well, the only reason I got the Xbox One S pad scars is because of the Bluetooth. I didn't want to have to run it wired. In all fairness, it does work most of the time, so... Oh shit, I've been seen. Yeah, you're dead.
You should move the bodies of enemies somewhere out of sight.
I'm actually going to say this is working pretty well as well. For an open worlder as well, this is obviously having to pull the data constantly off the hard drive. Actually, this is looking like it's running quite well.
You can move back and forth while hanging. You can also climb back up or let go and drop. Just be sure of your surroundings before you do.
It's not showing any signs of micro stutter, which would mean it was having trouble accessing it over the network. So I'm saying this is actually working as well. We'll wait until we get to cutscene loaded and stuff and see if it really does affect the experience of playing it. Why is he not dead? Now he's dead. Took enough to kill him. Ah, I've been spotted. Bollocks. Leg it! Leg it! Yeah, I'm not playing it properly. Fuck you! Die! I'm going to bleep that out if I want to make money from it. Actually, I'm saying this is working, to be honest with you. Look, I'm spanking, running around, and I'm not dropping frames at all. This is not how Snake is meant to sneak into a base. This is how this snake sneaks into a base. He runs in, shoots everything up, and then legs it. So, actually, so to all of those forums where it says, oh, can I store my Steam games on a NAS? You can store Steam games on a NAS, and you can actually play them over the NAS. I'm happy with that. That's actually... yeah. Yeah, that's right, Skaz. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you what, though, I'm impressed actually. So, yeah, in answer to me experiment. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try. Let's try Saints Row 4. That's a sort of semi-open world. Oh, well, it is an open world game, isn't it? So that could be one where if it was going to have any issues, it would probably present it. So let's move the install folder over to the Z drive. I'm probably going to end up forgetting I've done it, and then suddenly go to load them up around my mate's house and wonder why I'm not actually being able to play the games. And it turns out because they're on the NAS. So let's have a look. Let's move this game folder across. So I'm actually getting a really decent speed, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna just disappear a second because my cats are trashing my TV stand and all my Nintendo Wii bits. Yeah. Stinky little cat. Yeah, go away. Trashing my TV stand. So right, yes, cats. But here we go. We're moving the games across. So we'll try Saints Row 4. Because I'm sure if I run around that at top speed, that might introduce some weird loading errors. So, yes, we shall see. Minecraft on the MyCloud. Oh, I don't play Minecraft. The little girl Holly likes Minecraft, but that's not for me. Although she was playing it on the iPad the other day, and she was repeatedly spawning cats and then chucking them into a volcano or something. It's proper sadist. On Minecraft, teaching kids how to be sadists. But yeah, she was. That was it. She was spawning wolves as well and trying to tame them, but then in the end kept beating them around the head with a bone until they died. I was like, I'm trying to tame it. It's like you've just killed it. Yeah. So yeah, Minecraft teaching kids how to be evil. But actually, so far with the 2 games I've tested running off the. Yeah, your little one's drowning horses. My little one's beating wolves up with bones. Oh, nice, nice. Oh, I'll tell you what, I need to get a dual screen setup so I can keep the task manager over on another screen so I can actually see exactly how much the Wi-Fi gets accessed when I'm playing each of these games. But I'm actually really quite happy with this. We'll see how well Saints 4 runs because that's open world. You know, we know Mortal Kombat runs, and actually, so far, Metal Gear Solid has ran as well. So, might be a case of if you don't want to upgrade your laptop and dismantle it, and you don't want to faff with having USB hard drives attached to it. It might be a case of if you've got a decent enough network, just flipping get a network drive and stash all your games on there. Because if they're able to run without much micro stutter or frame rate issues, then you can't really go wrong. Yeah, I might have to, because that looks like it'd be quite a good idea, a little USB powered HDMI screen. Because I've got USB ports and HDMI, so. Well, that's not a bad speed, that's sending and receiving now. What's USB 2's maximum rate speed? Is it 480 megabits, or is it? Yeah, it's not mega. Was it 4? No, it's 480 megabytes per second, isn't it? USB 2. It's not megabits. Yeah, it is megabytes, isn't it? USB 2. Well, it's 40 megabytes per second. All right, so it is 480 megabits. So in theory, then my network is as faster than than USB 2. So in theory, then it should work. The only thing would be latency, wouldn't it? The sort of access latency going over a network. So let's have a look. So here we go. We're launching Saints 4. We'll see how well this works. As I said, I wouldn't like to do this with. I'm not sure I'd like to do this with a game like maybe Assassin's Creed Syndicate or Mafia 3 or Grand Theft Auto. Very well, but so far, the two games I've tested so far appear to be working alright until I've got to reset the screen up on this by the looks of it. Oh, I've not seen this screen before, this loading screen. So here we go. This could be. Oh no. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. We've got a not responding window. This could be a game that doesn't like being on the NAS. Can we run it? Oh, no, it picked up. Is it? Have I lost it? Is it crashed? Oh no, we got it, we're back. Let me get my display set up properly. Oh, bollocks. Let me do that. Ultra. Live. Yes. There we go. So let's load into the game and see how well it works. Because this is a good game. Because you've got superpowers, you can actually leg it around here ridiculously quick. So this will be a good game to really put pressure on the network to see if it's going to load. Hello, Intron. Right, so here we go. Saints is loading slowly. So it is slower than normal, but we're in. So what's the run button on here? That one. I'm not going to turn any tunes on because we don't want any copyright strikes. Actually, let's see if we get any pop in or pop out. Because this, as you see, speed of running around here. Actually, apart from that little hiccup where it looked like it stopped responding and crashed, I'm going to say this is working as well. Yeah! Actually, yeah, that's working rather well. So, kids, offloading games to network attached storage is not only possible, but you can actually run them. Look at that. That's working. A little bit of pop in there, but I think you got that anyway before. I'm going to say this is working pretty well. There's no sort of noticeable frame drops or anything major like that. Little bit there. So maybe a large open world game like this might be pushing it, but I would safely say games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, where it only loads in between each level, might be a good idea to do. But yeah, there you go. It's having loading issues there. So do not do open world games like Saints Row, Metal Gear, Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, I would safely say Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, games where you know they only load in between the levels, so little chunks. Maybe Rocket League and stuff like that would possibly also work as well. But yeah, I would draw the line at open world like this. I mean, it's playable. I mean, apart from that little frame hiccup just a second ago, you know, I'm bombing it around. I'm getting slight drops there. That was a 10 frame a second drop there. But as you can see, I'm sort of spanking it around the city, which is forcing it to have to load. And actually, I managed to get myself a wanted level by doing that as well. So, yeah. So then, in answer to the question that I've presented, can you run games from a network-attached storage device over Wi-Fi? I'm gonna say yes, you can, but you have to be careful what games you're trying to do this with. So it'll be a case of experiment. Find the ones which, you know, which like the fighting games, stuff like that. Dump them on there. Leave the open world ones on the actual hard drive, on the internal drive of the machine. But yeah. So I'm going to end this stream, and yeah, you can run games from a network attached storage over Wi-Fi. Just be careful what game you use it, because not all are going to work as well as others. So yeah, hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys, and thanks for watching, and I shall on the next one.